everyone, my name is Zachary as always, and today I'm talking about the movie, Superman Quest for Peace. It came out in 1987, and this is one of the original comic book movies. We all remember, back in the 70s, 80s, and some parts of the 90s, comic book movies were trying to be successful. Now, this was before we had the MCU, the DCEU, all of that. Here, we just had these different movies. Most of them were terrible. Most of them were flops. And I want to talk about this one because it is, like, so bad. Like, it is absolutely abominable. But that gives it charm. That gives it charm. And I want to talk about that today. So, we start off the movie in space. A lot of this movie does take place in space, particularly a lot of the space beam CGI action sequences, if you could even call it CGI, to be honest. And you have these Russian astronauts up in space, and one of them flies away while singing. Oh no! Who's gonna save him? Yeah, Superman. Superman's gonna save him. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna say, maybe sing inside the ship. And yes, all of them are American actors, dubbed terribly. I was listening to one of them talk, and you could tell they just had a different person speaking the language while they had an English actor trying to move their lips to it. It looks horrible. They didn't line it up at all. And I was like, is this movie serious? I was like, what is this? And already I can get the vibe I was gonna get for this. They weren't taking themselves too seriously, and this movie's really easy to make fun of. And I want to talk about the intro sequence because, wow, this intro sequence is like 4 minutes long. Seriously, you just have the Earth, right? And then you have all of these names just flying back behind the Earth around it. And then, after like a bunch of names for different stuff, after like 2 or 3 minutes, you have the title, and it's like, okay, here's where it's gonna start. But no! And then you have like another minute or two of just a sequence, and then it goes down, and it has that space sequence. And after this, we get back down to the farm, we get to see Clark Kent, and we get to see how he's communicating with he's sort of communicating with his mother, that was on Krypton, and we all know that Krypton got destroyed. And, well, the whole thing about this movie is the nuclear threat. So, around this time in 1987, the Cold War was still going on strong. And in the Cold War, what people were scared of is nuclear war. After seeing what these types of weapons could do after Japan, who knows what they could do in 1987? So the people were scared. And and Superman, of all people, of all things, knows how that can feel like to have your home destroyed. So he doesn't want to say that same fate happened to the planet called Earth, we know as Earth. And so if Earth were to have this nuclear thing, it would be like Krypton. It would be wiped off the face of the planet. It would be wiped off the face of the universe, all of it, you know. And so he's trying to help the people of Earth. And he's like, guys. Stop with the nukes! Stop with the nukes! Anyways, but we're America. It's America, so they're like, no, but we want our weapons. I'm kidding, but I'm really not. I'm kind of not. But anyway, so now you may think Lex Luthor is the threat in all of this, but yeah, you know what? You know who the real threat is? The people at the Daily Bugle. Yes, this tycoon, this absolute asshole, just comes in, takes over the Daily Bugle, and he just takes over the Daily Bugle, and he's like, okay, actually, he reminds me of Donald Trump, and that's how I'm gonna perform his face. He's like, guys, now we're gonna have to start taking over the Daily Bugle, making it around, making it bunch of clickbait articles. It's like YouTube Kids. The Daily Bugle just basically turned into YouTube Kids. Like a bunch of clickbait stuff that's like just absolute crap. So yeah, the Daily Bugle turns into modern YouTube and just becomes a whole bunch of clickbait garbage. Except for this channel. I'm kidding. We've done clickbait. Whatever. So anyways, so eventually the Daily Bugle, you know, just being an asshole all the time, but But Superman has two things on his hands. He has to stop Lex Luthor. Oh yeah, Lex Luthor has a connection to Mozart in this film. So when we first see Lex Luthor, right? He's inside because he's he's been in prison. He's in jail and he's working outside with like this rocker and he's like shoveling or whatever he's doing, and he starts like whistling or whatever Mozart, and the criminal's nickname and the other prisoner's nickname in Mozart. It's like, that's so random, but it's like, okay, I don't know. And then his annoying nephew pulls up in the most bombastic 80s car ever. The most radical vehicular motor you will ever see in your life. It had like these 4 golden things on the sides for the doors, and he trapped the police officers inside after they said, "Hey, that's a pretty sick ride." And then he was like, "Yo, bro, come inside the ride." So then they got inside and he just drove him off a cliff. I don't know. And then they escaped. But his nephew, Lex's nephew, is so annoying. Like, I might be annoying, but this nephew is like an 11. Like, he says, bro, like, every line he's in. He sounds like he doesn't give a shit, but the actor at the same time is like, you know what? I think this is what the character needs. But it's just so crap. It's entertaining, but it's annoying at the same time. I don't know how I didn't lose my sanity while watching this. Well, it's because he's only has probably like 15 minutes of screen time at most, which is amazing. Because I hate his character so much. Lex Luthor is, a pretty borderline villain. He wants to mass-produce nuclear weapons to destroy Superman. Even though it's kind of a stupid plan, because that would end up killing himself and everybody else on Earth. So, like, what's his end goal here? It's extremely unclear. And even the movie calls this out. Like, one of the arms dealers on the black market for nuclear weapons, for real asks him, what's your end goal here? Everybody's gonna die. And Lex just doesn't answer it. He just doesn't answer the question. He just moves on. It's like, why address it if you're not gonna answer it in the actual movie? It's like, I don't know. It's just, why? Why, Lex? But, so the Daily Bugles, the person who owns the Daily Bugle has a daughter that is unfortunately almost just as annoying as him, just dialed down maybe to, well, if the Tycoon's at 100, then she's, 99.99. If that works. She likes Clark Kent. And we all know Clark Kent's Superman, but Clark Kent hates her. Like, he hates her so much. Anyways, she's annoying as crap. But there is some sequences where, like, there's this one bit where, both Lois Lane and, the Tycoon's daughter are both in the same place with Clark Kent, but they're expecting Superman to be there. So then Clark has to, like, leave and be as Superman, just, like, keep on going through that rotation. And I think it's kind of funny to see the slapstick that takes place when he's trying to achieve these things. And there is one thing that they did I did not appreciate. When, Superman is flying with Lois Lane in the sky, they fly dangerously close to the Twin Towers. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But I don't want this video to end on a sad note, so we're going to talk about what happens next. So, eventually, Superman flies all nuclear weapons to the sun. So, no nukes. No Krypton 2.0, And, so it all seems good and dandy, but Lex is like, no! Superman, we need nukes! So then, there's this nuke that turns in to, like, this sun beast thing. Like, this version of Superman, but it's just hyped up on the sun's energy at all times. It's kind of stupid, really. And he has these, like, long, TikTok fingernails. Like, he would totally go viral on TikTok with those nails, man. But, so eventually, there's this radical sequence where Superman pulls this elevator out of the side of a building, goes to the moon, slams it into the moon, and then continues to beat up this, like, evil creation that runs on sun. It's, like, so over the top and goofy. Like, this whole movie fits that vibe perfectly. And I would definitely think this is just a movie if you wanted to put it on. It's a good, fun time. It's definitely a movie you could put on, like, just in the background or whatever, and it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you want to watch it. And eventually they overthrow the evil tycoon, of course. Lex is thrown in jail exactly where the movie started, which is like when you just put him back in the prison and not over there, but I guess buzzer restraints or whatever. Definitely a fun film. So good it's bad, you know, that kind of thing. If y'all enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.